Ahoy Rum Explorers, I'm Nia, and today we're doing a live review in a continuous effort. Hold on a second. In a continuous effort to improve my channel, I obviously continue to find tools to help stream and just trying to get things a little bit better for you, but we are trying to move forward with some live reviews because I know I have been showing you a ton of bottles and kind of teasing you, but today we just came back from Manifest this weekend and super excited to showcase this bottle, which is called the Flying Cloud. It is a blend of rums from El Salvador and Manifest, where they use sugarcane molasses to make this rum. And so incredible rum. I think it's about 2 to 3 years aged in ex-American or ex-bourbon or American oak. And we brought this back from Manifest. We tried it at the room, at their tasting room. But the great story about this bottle. So if you're not familiar, Flying Cloud was the name of the vessel that Al Capone used to use in Prohibition era to smuggle, well, to have people come onto his ship, was what was called the rum row. So after a certain amount of feet, people were able to dock their boats offshore during Prohibition era and basically sell you all kinds of spirits. Now, if you're not familiar with, oh my god, I just forgot. The Real McCoy, he was another really famous rum smuggler, but apparently Al Capone also did that, and that's the name of this bottle, it's the Flying Cloud. So we're gonna go ahead and pop this open. Let's see. Happy Friday, so excited to open this. Ooh, that was a decent pop. Now, it is a little bit on the lighter color, but they don't chill filter any of this, so I'm expecting a lot of still really good flavors. But as far as I remember, it was very light, like kind of like a column still rum, like Spanish style column still rums, but also with a little bit of oaky finish. But cheers, everybody. What's everybody drinking? Happy Friday. Hi, Tater. Thanks for tuning in. Also, the thing that's really cool about this is the label. If you're not familiar, I'm kind of like a label whore. So as soon as I saw this bottle, I was like, damn, I have to scoop this up for sure. But this is how light it is. Legs are flowing like a typical 2 to 3 year old rum. The nose, it kind of smells a little bit oaky. You get really fragrant notes, kind of like a perfume, a little bit floral, kind of like honeysuckle is what I would call it. And then you do get the sweetness from the molasses, which is really cool. So bottoms up, everybody. Cheers. Oh man. On the palate, now keep in mind these are my notes. And notes are very subjective. So don't be intimidated if you do get this bottle and you don't taste the same things. But this one specifically, I'm getting really beautiful chocolate notes. Getting a little bit of the oakiness on the back palate. The other thing that was really different about this rum that I didn't expect was a little bit of the oiliness on the top palate. So the palate really lingers, and it's a really long palate for such a young rum. Now, I did ask the guys at Manifest, which, by the way, if you are in Jacksonville, definitely go check them out. A great group of very passionate individuals. Ben gave us the tour of the entire facility. We got there quite late, and they were so kind and hospitable to show us around at a really late hour on the Friday. So it was amazing. Oh yes, it's rum time. Thanks, Phil, for the reminder. Crazy Friday, guys. Crazy Friday. And I was hoping to go live on Facebook too, but it's okay. We'll figure this out. Technology, we have a lot of tools, but it's like you have to train yourself to learn these things. But at the distillery, we got an incredible tour, and it's in a warehouse area, so even the whole facility is really, really interesting, which was really, really cool. And make sure you hit the subscribe button if you do want to check out. I will have that full distillery tour, and you'll see behind the scenes of everything. They do bring their molasses from locally sourced. And then they also have a hybrid still. And really funny story is that all their fermentation tanks and their pot still are all named after Gilligan's Island's characters, which I have never heard that before. So typically people name their stills, which is very common if you're not familiar. Everywhere you go, then they name stills differently. But at Manifest, they even named their fermentation tanks, which I thought was interesting. And I was hoping that they named the still like Marianne the Redhead. But I think it was called Gilligan, if I'm not mistaken. So it was a great experience. We had some incredible cocktails too. I had I think it was I don't know, Phil, do you remember what you had? Oh yeah, they're by the way, that distillery does a lot of collabs with a lot of companies, and we were really impressed to hear what they're coming out with and who they're partnering with. So it's a huge facility. But let me go ahead and read some of the info here. Oh, the other thing this talks about is the nickname that Al Capone, he used to tell his friends to call him Snorky. So on the side of the bottle it says, paying homage to the rum running culture of the 1920s, we've taken a 5-year-old Central American rum. Okay, so I was wrong. I thought it was, but that's still pretty young. And blended it with a 2-year-old Floridian rum. And then married them together in rye whiskey barrels. By the way, if you're a whiskey fan and you so happen to hop on my channel, definitely check out Manifest. They are an excellent rye. They have some really excellent rye whiskeys there. I know they make 100% rye whiskey that was really, really good. I think Phil got a bottle and he loved it. I also loved it too. They have some really cool stuff in the tasting room. But, so that is the first bottle for tonight. Let me know in the comments down below if you would buy this. Like I said, the links are down below, by the way. I really prepped and have the links down below if you want to scoop it up. This one was $39 plus shipping, so it's really accessible, and it's an incredible rum. Like I said, if you like chocolate notes, not too sweet, honeysuckle on the nose, and it is quite a light rum, and it's not too hot. It's only 40% ABV, 80 proof. So you don't get a lot of hug. It's really smooth. And the other thing I asked them, because when I tasted it was so smooth, I was wondering if they added sugar, but they said they don't. So I was really happy to hear that, because it's just good to know. I like transparency, so. Very, very enjoyable. So that's the first bottle for tonight. Now, the next bottles I have, I'm going to start with the Jardin Fruité. This is a Rum GM bottle. I'm going to go ahead and do the honors from scratch. This is their newest collection. They're calling it the Atelier collection because it's a very special 3-part release. And believe it or not, this is another group of bottles that are really accessible. They're $39 each. And if you're not familiar with Rum JM or GM, they're rum agricoles. So rum agricoles differ from standard kind of rums is that they use sugarcane juice. So this is made in Martinique. And we're going to go ahead and open this. Oh, this is a twist cap, by the way. So no pop. Boo. And I'm opening this up. As far as information on this, it is 42% alcohol by volume, so double that, and that's the proof. Please don't have me make me do math, because today has been a crazy day and a crazy week. But this one specifically is saying a rum with natural exotic fruit characters. Now they were having samples of this one at the Miami Rum Congress, but honestly, by the time we got to Spiribam, their booth is so gigantic that I was kind of looking for lighter rums because at that point my palate was getting a little fatigued. Yes, that happens, and unfortunately with the amount of definitely with the amount of rums that you're trying, especially when you're trying a lot of the overproof rums, because we did find a ton of those, your palate gets fatigued. So I was going more on the flavored rums, if I have to be honest. So I didn't manage to try this or the Épices Créole, but I did try the Fumée Volcanique, which is basically a very smoky version of their green bottle. If you haven't seen it, a lot of people have been posting that rum. It's got a very smoky flavor. It's based on the terroir, as Paul from Drums and Rum says. But basically the really cool stuff is that in Martinique, it's volcanic soil, so they really say that it has kind of like an imprint on their rum. And on that one specifically, it's quite smoky. I wouldn't say smoke like mezcal or peat, but definitely on the smokier side. So I did manage to try that, and that one's smokier than the Volcanique. So if you do like smoky rums, highly recommend this one. So we're going to start with this one because I feel like this one's going to be on the lighter side as far as the notes. Oh, Tater Dom is saying that you're going to add this to your list. The only rums I've tried so far are Rolling Fork, Foursquare, Dorley's, Havana Club, and Bacardi. Hey, those are really good rums to start with, by the way. I'm super impressed. That's a really good selection. So, yeah, that's great. So let's start with this one. Now, this one, wow, the color is really different from this one. This one's more of a deeper amber colored. I'm gonna let this rest for a little bit. So I'm gonna see what everybody has been up to this week. Any plans for the weekend? By the way, if you don't follow me on Instagram, we are heading to a really cool event this weekend. Here in Florida, we have the Florida Distillery Trail. But the cool thing about all of this, you know, I'm a big pusher and supporter of small craft distillers. This trail is full of small craft distillers. So we actually are trying to finish that this year. And we've started to try to travel every weekend. I know it's a lot, and we're probably really going to be pretty tired during the week, so that's why you haven't seen a lot of content from me. But trust and believe that I'm shooting everything for you. I will have plenty of content for you. So I know not everybody can come down to Florida, and not everybody can see all these distilleries, but I'm going to give you the behind the scenes. I'm going to record the entire tour for you so you can, from your home, hopefully get a bottle of this Flying Cloud and then be able to see how the Flying Cloud is made and see the Gilligan still, which is really funny. This one, so Rum Agricole and Martinique specifically, they have the AOC, which is basically controlling the quality of the rums, which is really cool as far as rum is concerned. But we're excited too because we're gonna go to Martinique. I thought this was a perfect preview of what's to come because we are visiting Rum GM. So this one says, Jardin Fruité is inspired by the lush garden surrounding Rum JM Distillery. Our cellar master, Corinne LaSalle, blends rum rested in various oak barrels at selected char levels, toasted in-house, crafting a potpourri of sweet perfume, warm exotic fruit, and then tea honey. So, that sounds really interesting. By the way, the other really cool thing about Rum GM or Rum JM is that Corinne is a female and she is a master blender. So absolutely love it. She apparently has a nose of like a super nose. So I'm super excited that if we go to Martinique, I'm going to get to interview her and pick her brain because I love hearing how people nose things. Everybody has their different techniques. I have talked to the nose from West Indies Rum Distillery. I have a really quick video on my channel if you want to check it out. She has this technique where she covers the glass and kind of warms it up on the bottom so it creates a lot of fumes, and then she lifts up her hand and noses the rum. Let's see. I've gotten some other recommendations where it's like if you're gonna nose a new rum, to be freshly showered, no perfume. And when they go to the Miami Rum Congress or places like this, I know everybody, when you like to go out, you like to dress up and have perfume on, but I don't recommend it because it kind of like disturbs your nose and you're constantly having to smell your perfume. It's better if you don't have anything on, and that's what I do. Even for tonight, if I'm going to review anything, I don't put anything on besides obviously deodorant and the basic stuff like cream. But other than that, no body sprays, no perfumes, none of that. Because I want my nose to be as clear as possible when I'm nosing this. Now, I've let this sit for a little bit. I have nosed it here and there. And let me tell you, this nose is very unique. Oh man, it's getting sweeter and sweeter. When I first, the other recommendation I have for you is when you first open up a bottle, make sure you let the spirit rest because there's going to be a lot of ethanol components coming through. So if you ever nose a rum and it smells like fusel oil or gasoline or alcohol and it kind of burns your nose, you might want to let it rest for a little bit because you're getting the first nose of the compounds that are being released first. So that's why I kind of like to let it rest. So at first, believe it or not, and Phil's going to think I'm crazy, but at first it kind of smelled a little peaty. Now, the second time I went in to nose this, I got a little bit of like, kind of the smell of muskiness, of humidity, not like a bad, like when you're in a tropical climate and you smell that humidity in the air, when you have kind of like fog in the air, that's what this smells like. It's incredible. And if you've ever been to countries where they have volcanic terroir, this is the kind of nose you get in the like if you grab the ground and you smell it, it smells like humid and it's dark and I'm getting that perfect nose. Now, as it progresses and it continues to evaporate, I'm getting more of those tropical notes. The other tip that we got is from Tina and Mount Gay. You'll see a lot of people swirl their rum like this, like they're wine connoisseurs, right? But the compounds are very delicate, and if you start swirling it, they break up really fast. So Tina and Mount Gay said that it's better to swirl it, and ever since I learned that, I swirl it like this. So if you ever see me doing that, it's because Tina hooked it up and she told us this tip. So I've been doing that since then. I kind of did a pie report because I'm excited for this. So cheers, everybody. Let's see the comments for a little bit. Dorley's equals Foursquare, just different blends. Yeah, So Foursquare is made by Dorley's is made by Foursquare, but Dorley's it's its own brand, which is really really cool. Under the umbrella of Foursquare, he has a lot of rums underneath there because in the 90s, if you're not familiar, Richard Seal, a lot of the sugar plantations started shutting down, and with that, a lot of the distilleries. And in order for Barbadians not to lose that legacy, he bought out the brands. So brands like Old Brigand, which if you're not familiar, highly, highly, highly recommend. They're one of the brands under Foursquare, which if I'm not mistaken is probably one of the most popular brands in Barbados. Like when you go to the restaurants and you go to the beach, you'll see all over the umbrellas, they have Old Brigand, which is really cool. They have a bunch of stuff that's Old Brigand on the table. So it's really cool to see that. And then let me tell you, that rum, if you have a pool day or a beach day, it's really good. I usually just freeze coconut water into like big chunky ice cubes and just throw that in like your preferred container that holds ice a little bit longer. And I throw some Old Brigand in there. Delicious. So amazing. And of course, as you know, Foursquare, no sugars, no additives, so you're not gonna feel sick the next day after drinking these types of rums all day. But enough chatting, sorry, going on tangents. Super excited. I know it's been a while. So cheers. Again, I have to say there's a very interesting earthy note. Very interesting earthy note. Wow. I'm telling you, there's kind of like this like muskiness to it. Like kind of like I don't know. I thought it would be more tropical, more like on the fruity side, but it's not. It's very smoky. It is very light on the palate. There's a little bit of hug. I think this one is 42% again, so a little bit of a hug, but still very smooth. And this one is going up in my palate, so it's lingering beautifully quite a bit. Now, that was my first swig. Hey, Sean, no worries. No worries. Thanks for tuning in. So yeah, man, this is very, very different. And we've tried a couple of their rum JM. And I don't think I've ever tried anything like this. That's really impressive. I don't know. Oof. I feel like my Clement bottle in my treasure chest is like quivering when these come out. So yeah, I'm going to keep on swirling this. The legs are a little bit on the longer. They're taking a little bit longer to come down. Now, legs are not a true indication of years, but if you know that the brand doesn't add anything, it's a really good indicator of the potential age of the rum. Now, if the company does add things to the rum, you'll see basically fake long legs. So you'll see it when you swirl it. You'll start seeing the legs come down really, really slow. And that's because it has additives. So it's like a thicker type of rum. But if it's not anything added, and per the AOC, if it's a rum, you cannot add anything to it. I would say this is probably going to be between a 5 to 10 year old rum. I don't have any info here. I don't know if Phil can do some research real quick and see, but man, I could definitely tell the difference on the soil on this particular. I don't know if they got this from another area of the distillery, like or maybe they aged it in a different type of char barrel, or like, for example, I don't know if you've tried this, by the way, excellent rum too, but when they toasted the New Brugal rum, the Visionaria edition 1, when they toasted the barrels, they threw cocoa beans in there and then put the rum. So the rum kind of tastes like chocolate without adding the chocolate flavoring or doing some crazy additive. But because they toasted with the cocoa nibs, not cocoa nibs, the seeds, like the toasted, they charred the barrel because they were new oak. I wonder if they did something like this for this, because it's giving me a completely different taste. It's crazy. Wow. That's incredible. Like I said, I keep on swirling it around my mouth just to activate my entire mouth, my entire palate. And then there's some really interesting notes. If you like more fruity rums, this is not for you. But I think Phil's gonna love this. Phil, you should come try this because I think you'll really enjoy it. Like I said, there's like a really different... It's not necessarily herbal, but I could definitely tell. Oh, the fumé. Oh, this is not the fumé. This is the jardin fruité. Or fruited, shoot. My God. I've been practicing my French and now it's like I can't speak English, I can't speak French. But jardin is garden. The Garden of Fruits is what this one's titled, but I don't know. I wouldn't call this fruity for me. I don't know. Maybe if you compare with maybe one of their basic rums, but that's interesting. Phil, I'm gonna leave this here so you can try it. Twisty cap. I don't know. I'm okay. I'm okay with it. I'm not that picky. Now this one is gonna throw me off because this one might have some additives. This one is the Épice Créole, and this is, it says natural, warm, spicy oak characters. Ooh! So what means, hopefully, is that the spiciness just comes from the barrels, which are my favorite type of rums. Kind of like Privateer. Privateer here in the US, they have naturally spiced rums, and that's because they use brand new oak barrels, and it creates this white peppery note naturally on the back of your palate, which I absolutely love. Their rums also tend to be a little bit on the higher side. I wouldn't say all of them are overproof, but they are definitely on the 50s, 45s, so on and so forth. Okay, so the Jardin Fruit is 2 years in French and American oak barrels with various toasting levels. That's really, really good. I did not expect this, guys. That's crazy. Oh, man. And if you're not familiar, I love rum agricoles. And that one, you can sip it. You can throw some rocks in there, or you can probably make some killer cocktails. Okay. Okay, Phil is saying that the same thing with the Épice Créole, but this one he's saying it's 3 years. Now, again, I'm gonna pour this and let this sit. Man, this is incredible. Honestly, for this one for $39, like I said, I don't think I'm trying to think of all the RHUMs that I have. I don't think I have anything at all like this. And in this economy, we're all on the budget, so $39 for something really unique, I think it's definitely worth it. Highly, highly recommend it. I'm going to pour this for a little bit. Now, I don't think they add anything to this again, because to be considered an RHUM rum, they can't add anything. I don't see the AOC seal on this. But let's read what it says. It says, it's inspired by many nuanced flavors that embody Martinique's rich culinary tradition. The rum has matured in new oak barrels of various origins, which have been toasted to selected char levels in-house. Our cellar master, Karim Lassalle, has designated a blend of rum for these uniquely finished barrels to show warm honey, vanilla aromas, embellished with powerful notes of cinnamon, nutmeg, and candied ginger. A natural rum beloved for its warm, spicy character. Now, basically what it's saying is that no, this doesn't have anything added, which really excites me even more. So basically, she's using different char levels and basically barrels from different origins to create these notes, which is very interesting. Gonna cleanse my palate.
I'm here for the rum.
Phil is gonna love that, by the way.
Oh, it's sweet nose, huh?
Yeah, it's sweet nose, but don't you get a little bit of like mustiness?
Musty or musty? No.
Like humidity? I don't know, maybe it's from when I first opened it. It seriously smelled a little bit like peat. Again, I'm going to swirl this around. This one honestly looks a little bit lighter than the other one.
That one tastes like the doctor's office in a good way. I like it.
I know, because it's kind of peaty, right?
Yeah.
That's really cool. Okay. This one is kind of on the lighter side. By the way, this one, let's see. I don't know. This one looks cloudier. Wow. Phil loved the first one, by the way, which is this one. He says it tastes like a... Well, I'm sure you heard him, but in case you didn't hear him, he said it tastes like a doctor's office in a good way. So, whatever that means. Okay. The nose on this one. A lot of oak. A lot of oak pulling through. Like a charred oak. I'd say like caramel, toffee notes. I think if you're a bourbon lover, this rum is right up your alley for the nose. Man, that smells like something I've nosed before. So I have to try it because now I'm intrigued if the nose is going to match the taste. Ooh, now I'm getting a little bit of Dr. Pepper in there. Wow. Legs are moving pretty much the same as the other ones. I am getting a little bit of the ginger. Not necessarily all the spices, but very heavy oak notes. Okay. Bottoms up. Let's go ahead and try it. Cheers, everybody. Holy smokes. That is peppery. Ooh, I love that. Wow. Wow, that's really impressive. Okay. Sorry, I'm having an experience right now. So the nose kind of nosed like something I've smelled before, but the flavoring. So when I was taking my first sip, it kind of tasted, it was nosing like Dr. Pepper again. But then when I tried it, I got kind of like a bourbon-y taste at first, but then it exploded into like a smoky peppery, like a dark pepper. And then on the back of my palate, it continued getting spicier, but like naturally spicy. So if you like spiced rums, wow, that's really freaking good. Holy crap. Oh, these are the kind of rums that I'm talking about, people. These are the kind of rums that I love finding, especially for the price point. $39 for a bottle like this. This is ridiculous. Okay, hold on. I'm having an experience right now. Wow, the amount of oak here. And this one, believe it or not, it's smoother than the first one. It's kind of reminding me of Privateer, like a sweeter Privateer. Because Privateer, yeah, that's really, really good. Oof.
That's such a mellow rum.
It is, but it's like, when I talk about spiciness, I'm talking about like light pepper notes. I don't get so much of the cinnamon, and again, I'm happy because I'm not a big fan of cinnamon, so this is great. Absolutely love this, but these are the kind of rums that I love finding, which are rums that have a different palate, but are not because of additives. And I'm okay with that too, because I do enjoy some added spiced rums, like the one from Tampa Bay Rum Co. Absolutely love their spiced rum. But what I don't like is when they go crazy on the cinnamon, because it's too much and it overpowers. The other thing that really bothers me with rum sometimes is that when they do add stuff, they don't push the proof up. They do it below 40%. I'm expecting, if you're going to do anything with flavors added, that you stick to a minimum of 40%, 80 proof, because I do like it to be rum forward flavoring last if you're adding flavorings. Just my personal opinion. We can all agree to disagree, but that's just the way I like my rums. I like it to be a rum that might have some flavors, or rum that might have some additives. Hopefully the companies disclose it, because that's another thing I have issues with, when companies don't disclose it. So, oh my god, this is so freaking good. I'm so excited. Please, please, please. If you see this on the shelf, go ahead and buy this. Thus far, man, I know it's been a while, but I hope it was worth it, because I have these bottles, and then I actually have some really cool bottles coming up. I know I'm doing a couple reviews, but I really wanted to try these out. Sunday, come back on Sunday and hang out with me at noon Eastern time. I'm trying 2 rums from Yellowfin Distilleries from Louisiana. My friend Brittany brought me back these bottles, so huge shout out to her. These are single estate rums. If you're not familiar with single estate rums, they basically mean that they have the sugarcane juice there. The sugarcane there, so they can chop it up, make their rum from sugarcane or sugarcane molasses. It depends what they want, because if you're not familiar with sugarcane, it spoils really, really fast. So they have to process it really, really fast as far as when you're making rum. That's why it's more difficult to have places make rum with sugarcane juice. Now, I think this one that's coming up Sunday, it's a mix of sugarcane juice and molasses, so I'm really interested in that. If you're not familiar with the Rum Wonk, he has a recent couple of articles where he's highlighting distilleries in Louisiana that I'm absolutely obsessed. That's why I'm kind of pushing these rums to be reviewed a little bit faster than I would like to, but I've been reading the article, so now I'm totally hyped up about Louisiana and the distillers down there, which, by the way, I already knew how amazing the distilleries are there because, believe it or not, they have a lot of sugar cane plantations and a lot of sugar processing plants, which we also bring molasses and sugar cane from Louisiana to make a lot of our products, which is really cool. The other really cool thing with them is they make vodka from sugar cane, if you didn't know, which, in my opinion, as bland as vodka is, I have tried vodka made from sugarcane and it tends to be a little bit on the sweeter side, which is really interesting. But, one more sip. Cheers, everybody. Happy Friday. Wow. Like I said, this is such a great rum. It's like peppery and spicy and it lingers on your tongue for so long. I love it. You know what would be good with this? Now that I'm thinking of it, Negronis. Rum Negronis with this. But man, I could definitely see like the difference in these for sure. Okay. Moving on. Last bottle of the night. Put down in the comments down below which one of these three you would buy. Are you guys happy that I'm bringing you some more accessible rums? I know I am, and I know our credit cards are happier when we're not spending crazy amounts of money on rum too, which is really cool to find bottles like this. And this one, I have tried before, but like I said, my palate was probably shot, so I'm really excited. And I left this one last because I know it's quite potent. So I'm going to cleanse my palate. Now again, this one is aged 1 to 2 years in ex-bourbon in extreme heat per their website. If you want more information or you want to buy these bottles, I did put the link down below. Again, it's not an affiliate link. I don't get any commission, but I just like showing you where you can buy these bottles because I know that's the most frustrating part for me. I hate showing stuff or I hate going to places and they're like, this rum is amazing. And I'm like, where can I go buy this? Oh, I'm sorry, Sean. Sean, you know I got you if you want some of these bottles. I'll send you some hot sauce or send you some samples if you want of this because this is great. The really cool thing that they stopped doing is around the holidays when they released this, because they released this 3-part collection in December, is that they were selling these 3 bottles in a really cool box, which I know I should have bought it at the time, but hey, the holidays kind of sucked as far as money. But as far as, Sean, when I was talking accessible, I was talking about money. I'm sorry if you live in a controlled state. I know it sucks. But hey, if you ever want samples, DM me, send me a message. You know I love sharing rum with you guys. I'd be happy to send you samples of this. You know what? This is an incredible preview of what's to come next month because, like I said, we are going to Martinique for 5 days with the Rum Travelers. Ooh, I can already sniff that. And we are going to go to 2 distilleries a day. Oh, I have to suit up, liver. I love you. Suit up. I'm prepping it. But 7 days. We're drinking 7 days. No, I thought it was just 5 days of 2 distilleries a day. Anyway. This one, by the way, is the lightest colored of the 3 rums. Look at this. This looks like a honey colored rum. Ooh, I'm really excited for this, man. Okay, now the nose. Gonna swirl it around, swirl it around. Oh man, this smells like a rum agricole. I know. I'm doing pirate pours, Phil. It's been that kind of week. I need all this rum. Okay. So, when I say it smells like a rum agricole, Sean is saying that he appreciates that, but MD isn't controlled. It's his area that needs education. It's just not working. Well, maybe you should start a rum club, Sean. That's how you get the people excited about rum. Well, or more excited about rum. So, as far as the nose, I'm getting that sugarcane nose. It's like a sweet grassy note in there. I just got a little bit of brininess, kind of like olive juice. Yeah, I'm getting like a saltiness. Ooh, that's really unique. Wow. Let's read what the bottle says. This one is a little bit hotter. This one's 49 ABV, double that, and that's the proof. It says natural smoky character. It says this is inspired by the proximity of Rum GM's distillery to the famous Mount Pelée volcano. This rum is rested in heavily charred oak barrels with distinctive smoky characters that roll at you like a volcanic eruption. Our cellar master Karine LaSalle ensembles rum with smoky, honey, and dried candied fruit flavors, which flirt with smoldering peat qualities. Oh shoot! Now they're quoting Pete, Phil. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? I'm calling out Phil because he loves peated scotch. Oh man. Sagamore has a rum cast finish right. Yes, Tater Dom. Yes, Tater. Yeah, I have it. We have it. It's phenomenal. I absolutely love it. Yep. Look, here it is. Phil brought it on. Not a lot has been drank, but trust me, it's been really, really enjoyed. Yep. This is a good one. It was a gift, so I don't know the pricing, but I think this one's a little bit higher up on the moolah scale. It'll be interesting to see. It says that they aged it in hand-selected barrels of South America and Jamaica. I don't know. Yeah, great product. That's a great recommendation too. I'm telling you, I'm getting like this brininess, like olive juice or, man. Okay, I'm going to cleanse my palate one more time. Cheers, everybody. The last one. Good to be back on reviews. Like I said, I'm going to try to do these lives a little bit more often. It's a little bit easier to record this way. I have a lot of content coming out and a lot of content that I personally need to edit. So if you don't know, I'm a one woman band, so I have to do it all. And doing it all sometimes when you have a full-time job is really hard. And like I said, we've been trying to do the Florida Distillery Trail, which is amazing. Oh, speaking about the Florida Distillery Trail, I forgot to tell you guys. But we're going tomorrow to the Treasure Coast Craft Festival. So it's organized by I think it's the Florida Association of Small Craft Distillers. But the really cool part is they're having this huge festival. All the proceeds go to benefit a local chapter of the Rotary Club. I think it is. But cool part is there's a ton of companies that we're gonna go see. There is Severance Distilling. There's Copper Bottom that's gonna be there. Dark Door that's gonna be there, and these are all gonna be Floridian distillers, which I'm super excited. We haven't been to Dark Door in a while. We were at Copper Bottom 2 weeks ago for their Rum Club night, which was, by the way, keep an eye out for that review because I have a bottled in bond rum that I'm gonna review, and I'm also gonna bring out their 8-year-old bourbon aged or finished in rum cask, which was phenomenal. And then I also, here's my little helper. So this is the Copper bottled in bond that I'm gonna be basically tasting again. This is really cool. This is a rum. This one's 100 proof, by the way. The Craig family, amazing. They have so much passion and absolutely love all their products. So keep an eye out for this one. This one is, the cask type is ex-bourbon distillation hybrid. We have this one. We have, like I said, the bourbon that ends up being aged like 8 years. So 4 in brand new American oak, and then the last 2, is it 6 or 8? Anyway, but the last 2 years they age it in like rum barrels from where this came out or something like that. And then this one was really good too, which I absolutely love. This was a single barrel rum. This one is 80 proof. Delicious, amazing, incredible. Oh, there's the bourbon. Yeah, that's the bourbon.
It's rum cask finish.
Yeah, rum cask finish, but it's a bourbon.
Yeah.
So to be called a bourbon whiskey, I'm assuming it has to be aged in an American oak first. So, yeah. And this one is, and this is what I love about Copper Bottom. They even give you the mash bill on the back. So it's 60% corn, 22% wheat, and 18% malted barley. It's saying that this one is a pot still bourbon whiskey and has been carefully sourced and blended and then finished in Copper Bottom Craft Distillery's award-winning single barrel rum cask. So it's this one. So, oof. This was really good. This was incredible. Yeah, this was really good. Highly recommended. And they only were able to make 138 bottles of this, and I scooped up 2. And yes, it does say 8 years. So anyway, really, really cool. Let's go ahead and try this as the last one. Thank you to everybody that tuned in tonight. Had an absolute blast sharing these rums with you, especially when we're talking about 50 below price points, because they're really accessible, I feel like. And then really unique rums, by the way. This one was really unique, a little bit on the sweeter side, so if you like sweeter rums, highly recommend this one. And you're supporting a small craft distiller, even though Manifest is quote-unquote huge and they're doing a lot of collabs. They're local. If you're in the Jacksonville area, also check out Grape and Grain, which blew our mind. Crazy story, we're at Manifest. We're trying all these spectacular spirits after our tour. There was a guy there, just chatting up with people at the bar. He goes, "Where are you guys going next?" Because if you don't know, Phil and I have this tradition of wherever we travel, before we hit the hay, we go and have a little nightcap. So we're like, yeah, let's go check out a bar and let's go do a little nightcap. Well, our nightcap turned out to be probably the most epic nightcap ever, which was We found some incredible rums, and probably one of the most tremendous rums that I've tried, besides the Coronis. You know, I'm a big fan of Mount Gay. And the original marketing director, but his family were the original owners of Mount Gay. Like, he had an association with the original family that owned Mount Gay. We managed to try one of the last rums that he produced, and it was released by Atelier, and it's called The Last Word. If you don't follow me on Instagram, you can see the pictures of the bottle. It was very, very cool to be able to enjoy that, because it was like history on my palate. So we managed to try that, and we managed to try a couple of samples of a couple different things, of some Hamden rums also released by Atelier. But yeah, it was Last Word 2009, and they're single rums. So basically, whenever those bottles are done. So we had a couple of samples of that. So definitely recommend checking out Grape and Grain if you are in Jacksonville. We tried some Worthy Park. We tried just the Forsyths, which is a type of still, by the way, if you're not familiar. Some really heavy Jamaican rums. These were all 57, 59 proof. The Last Word was 59 proof. And the Last Word was 100% pot still, which is amazing. It's aged for 9 years. And the really cool thing about Dr. Frank Ward, if you go to my link tree, I have the episode linked to the Rumcast. They actually interviewed him where he talked about this rum. That is why I learned about this rum, and that's why I called this like the unicorn rum, because even he himself said that he thought there was no bottles out there. Well, guess what, Dr. Ward? I found your bottle and I tasted it. It was phenomenal. A very unique thing that he does with this specific rum is he distills this 3 times, which is very unique for a rum. The other last thing we tried was a Foursquare, also pot stilled. It was only a 2-year-old rum, but it was 100% pot still on their double retort. And obviously, it was a collab between Foursquare and Atelier, which is an independent bottler out of Italy. Incredible. Just ridiculous rums. It was like, after this, I can die, guys. I can totally die. But anyway, last but not least, our last rum of the night. Again, thank you so much for tuning in. If you don't follow me on Instagram, we will be at the Treasure Coast Rum Spirit Festival, Small Craft Spirit Festival tomorrow. It's in Vero Beach, so follow me there. I'm going to try to go live. We will be visiting some of our friends. But then Sunday, hey, come back and tune in on Sunday, because I'll be reviewing these 2 bottles back here. Really cool. They're from Yellowfin Distillery. I have a lightly aged rum and a toasted rum, which is incredible. So let's go ahead and finish this out. Man, so good. Okay. I know they say that this is supposed to be extra smoky, but it's not. The other Volcanique is smokier. And now I want to try them and I want to compare them. Shoot, let me see if I have them. Crap. See, this is the problem, guys. This is the problem with live reviews. I don't know if it's in here. Okay. Yeah, I don't think it's in here. It might be in that drawer. I think it's in that drawer. Okay, this one, the nose is like a funky rum agricole. So this might steer a lot of bourbon or whiskey people away, but the palate is perfect for you. If you stumble on my channel, welcome to the rum side, first of all. Glad you stumbled on my channel. You will like this rum. This is really, really good. And if you're not familiar with rum agricoles, they don't do any additives, so I'm sure you'll love this because whiskey and bourbon people don't like additives. But the palate, very oaky. Very like whiskey-ish, I would say. I don't know. I'm getting more of that grapefruit finish. This one is less smoother than the rest. So if you don't like hug on your chesticles, then you're probably not gonna like this rum. This one's 49. To me, it's fine. It's like medium heat, not too bad, but really, really good too. But I don't know. So, decision time. If I had to pick, I don't know. You tell me what's your budget, and I'll tell you. If I could only get one bottle. Oh, shoot. See, this is where I'm shooting myself in the foot. If I could only get one bottle, I would honestly do this. Yes, this one. Or, honestly, this one. It's really, really good. It's delicious. It's very smooth. It's very approachable if you're... depending on what kind of spirits you like. But let's say for an entry-level rum, highly recommend this. This is very approachable. It's on the sweeter side. You can sip it neat on the rocks or make probably some tremendous cocktails. This one, I'd say it's kind of more on the medium side of the rum experience, which is incredible. This one I got it at Manifest. All the links are down below, Paul, if you want to scoop them up. All of these, each bottle is $39. It's under $40 before taxes and shipping, depending where you're shipping, obviously. And no, they're not affiliated links again. These are just so you know where to buy them. I'd say probably these two are my winners. I was hoping this was going to be more smoky than it tastes. Oh, and now it's getting sweeter. Yeah, it's smelling like a whiskey. Yeah, no. I definitely like, I'd say probably skip on this. Sorry. If you're a true rum person, skip on this one. And get the other one, which is the Terroir Volcanique. That one is really smoky. It's way more unique than this one. And this one. The peppery note on this one is tremendous. Absolutely love this. And like I said, I was already a fan of Manifest, but after visiting them, had the experience I had. Shout out to Ben. He gave us a tremendous tour again. I will have that video up. Oh, hopefully I can edit this weekend. But I'd like to have that out for you next weekend. Because it was really cool. It was really cool, and really cool to see a distillery that names their fermentation vats and everything after the Gilligan's Island. Yes, I am old enough to know and have seen Gilligan's Island at some point in my life. But yeah, really, really fun and interesting. So guys, I hope you enjoyed. I hope you enjoyed this live. I'm going to try and do this a little bit more often, so it's an easier format for me than to record and then edit and all that good stuff. Plus, I get to interact with you. I get to hang out. We get to drink together. I don't know if anybody's doing anything on Fridays. For me, typically Fridays are a shot day because I have crazy work weeks, and then I want to end the week early and have some rum. So, thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for everybody interacting in the chat. If you did like this, go ahead and hit that little like button. Again, if you don't follow me on Instagram, my Rum Diaries channel, I will be posting a lot of stuff tomorrow for sure. And I look forward to the next rum. Cheers, everybody.